Not too bad. Happy to be on here talking about some Star Wars CCG and trying to stay warm. It's a balmy 3 degrees outside right now. I mean, in some parts of the country it does, but you're right. I wouldn't even begin to try and pronounce it.
Oh, was I not even talking?
Add Carl, the
I,
salacious crumb filter. That sounds
I'm.
appropriate.
I hope there's not some sort of crazy sound thing going. Although I think I was muted there for a bit. So, all right. Well, we got some. It's early here, and making sure all the right buttons are clicked is hard sometimes. So we're good here. The Outrider Cup is the best of the Euros versus the best of the Americans. These are chosen by as the game is already ready to go, so we'll pop into it here. It's chosen by Player of the Year points, and we've got Cedric on Huntdown V versus Greg Shaw on the probably the most popular light side of the last year, Rescue the Princess. So, Rescue the Princess
Yeah,
V, I mean, there's a reason it was banned from the Jawa Cup. It is super popular.
uh,
However, HDV is one of the decks that can give it a game.
yeah. There's going to be a lot of pinging on both sides, and it's going to come down to a couple things for dark side, I think. Do they have their disarm cancelers? Do they have ways to turn off the battle tricks? And Greg has to decide on what turns he's okay either blanking the text of a character or actually taking the ping damage because that's going to telegraph if he thinks a battle is going to go through. So it's going to be a little bit of a mind game. And also, Garrett, before we get started, Mr. Joe Olson, captain for the American team, thinks that you and I need to get filters, and you get to be Jabba the Hutt, and I am Salacious Crumb. That's
I
the best
mean,
sound I got.
I'm thinking that's because I might be a slightly more hefty gentleman than you. And
I thought it's
really,
because he
what
was
I want to
implying
hear
that
is you
you're the
laugh.
boss. I
I,
think
I
he was
just
just implying that you're the boss.
I don't think anyone's implying that. So we see Logan saying, "How fast can Cedric find Blastor controls in first strike?" Those are big cards. Like this is something Carl and I talked about this a little bit as we were getting warmed up. Hunt Down V is the deck I chose to play in the Gem PC where I lost the match but did win the game, expecting Rescue the Princess. Now I went with 2 to 3 cards, kind of swapping hard into canceling battle tricks.
Mm-hmm.
But it is definitely because you can get a lot of pings going, you can force those battles through, and you really do want to go to their site. You want to take them over. Like, that's always been the deck type that can give Rescue the Princess a little bit of trouble. If you can get
And
through their battle tricks, you can start doing a lot of damage. So, and
and we don't see anything crazy from the start, except Cedric did pull oppressive. Uh,
so I actually think we did see something a little bit crazy from the start. Greg started a good blaster at your side instead of the inconsequential losses.
you mean superficial damages?
Okay, the light side version, sure, because the dark side
Yeah.
version he probably can't play. But
Um, And
that surprises me in a game I expect to have some battles.
so I don't think he
Losing
was
that is bad.
running. I don't think he was running that in Jersey when he piloted this deck to win the tournament. I think he was running the good blaster for the additional ping.
And
Um,
so normally you're running both, or normally I see both in the deck.
mhm,
You choose your start based on, am I going to be battling where I need to keep my blasters alive and then I'll find the ping?
mhm.
Or am I going to be not battling where I want the ping going right away? And this feels like a deck you have to look at and say, there's a chance you're going to be doing a lot of battling. And if Cedric can keep Greg off his guns, that goes a long way.
Um,
Like Han's
it
gun
does.
is really, really good. Luke's gun you can get back, but it costs you force. Like this is, if Greg isn't running superficial, that
I'm
might be
pulling up
why.
his I'm pulling up his jersey list, and
Okay.
he did not have it in there. He was playing what chance, and this is something I was going to lead into is that given that they had to turn in deck lists before the new matchups, it's you have to prepare for a wider meta, and he may be running that slot could be what chance because he could have the threat of running into walkers. He could have the threat of running into something where what chance probably does fix the math.
Yeah, and
So
that's very possible.
it doesn't surprise me because in most of the games with Rescue the Princess, it's a damage race.
Yep.
And so he may just be saying, okay, I need this game to end faster than normal. So you opt for a good blaster just to get the ping in because there are some decks where they're just not going to come at you. Like First Order, they're not going to come at you right away. EOPS could not. And
Yeah.
Walkers is the big one. It's like, well, they're never going to battle me, so I'm just going to take the ping.
Oh, definitely. There are absolutely spots where that works, and that might be exactly what you said, where the way the Outrider Cup works, every player or every team only gets to play a deck once. So, like
Mm-hmm.
Greg, who did pretty well with Rescue the Princess this year, I heard, gets to play. He's the one playing it, but he's the only person playing it, and you have no idea what you're going to face because that meta is so wide where you can't, it's not like going into Worlds where you can be like, all right, at least 50% of the games I'm probably facing First Order. You're
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't, that there are 6 players on each side. So, like, there are 6 different decks you can face, and you kind of identify, are you playing walkers? Are you playing against Senate? Are you playing against EOPS? Are you like, what are you?
Yeah. So when I said earlier it was kind of a normal start, and apologies for this, there was one normal like move that didn't happen turn one. I didn't see Cedric go do the Visage to go pull a saber.
He did. He grabbed the Dark Jedi lightsaber after he drew.
I okay. I was
So
trying to find
I
when he
think
did
he
it.
was potentially drawing to see
I see it now.
if
Yep.
he could
Okay.
draw into like the Vader saber, or if he wanted to use
Mhm.
it to get Vader's. I was actually a little surprised he lost a day long remembered from hand. That's a more ping damage in general. That's also a trackable 6 that is
Yeah.
nice to have. So his hand must be
A
pretty
lot of
darn good.
gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we see C3PO come down to the docking control room 327. Well, the site was pulled and then download
Yep.
from the site. So
So, and I think Greg's got to decide, like, yep, Greg's just drawing as well. This is not,
mhm.
I talk about this occasionally. I say you're never going to win a game on turn one, but you could absolutely lose it on turn one. Both these guys do not want to lose the game by being the first to deploy and not going hard enough. So they're going to draw a bunch of cards to make sure they can battle as effectively as they want. And there's the slight weapons malfunction to grab a stormtrooper, and the
I,
immediate grab. That's
so so that is the correct. That's probably the correct match grab in this matchup. But I will never grab that card because I at nationals this year I grabbed it against Benji Chu, who then proceeded to We're Doomed, On the Edge, Trooper Sabak,
okay, but like
and Lift Tube Escape. the rest of the
Uh,
game, and I barely won. But I'm just never going to grab that card as a
so
personal choice.
so here's the thing. I love Greg Shaw, the King of Ohio, current world champion. There is no chance Greg Shaw is playing the kind of weird stuff Benji Chu is playing. Benji Chu, like you could have 8 grabbers and still not grab the right thing against Benji Chu.
Yeah, but it was just the way he baited me, like so good. It was just like,
Yeah,
well
I don't
played,
know.
kid.
I mean, I still think that slight weapons malfunction is the right grab, especially in a deck like Cedric's where he's going to want to be coming at you and battling.
Hmm.
You don't want that blaster to, that
The other
low
potential
budget
grab
blaster deflection.
is blast door controls or blast the door kid if you can't
Agreed.
get. Yeah,
But I would expect Cedric is running blast door controls.
but
So I think
that's where
he's got to find it.
most lists have like in or just added double alter combos to knock
Yeah.
it off the table.
And
So
that's where the oppressive enforcement comes in. Like we're going into the meta onto the meta thing when that's why
yeah.
Cedric put oppressive out right away because he said, look, I expect the alter, so I'm going to need to get it out.
One thing that's interesting is that in a 13 card hand, we still haven't seen an accelerate to get the bridge out to help with the activation. So um
So Hunt
most of
Down V may or may not be playing that. I've definitely seen Hunt Down V's move away from running that.
yeah.
So it's possible he's just going, look, I'm going to get activation from my opponent. My own activation is enough to start dropping Dark Jedi and Inquisitors right away, and I only need to drop a guy a turn, and I've got Enforcement to act as a quasi draw.
Yeah. Lover of press shirts himself, Mr. Joe Horby, kind of agreed with you that he was surprised that a good blaster at your side over superficial.
We
I'm
already
gonna
had that discussion, Joe. I think Carl said he thinks it's that Superficial's not in the deck, and I I don't disagree with him. Like we don't have access to the deck list here, but that's about the only reason I can think of not to have that. So I
I
think
mean,
that's a choice he made.
plus I think Horby just wanted to be on here to tell Greg everything he did was wrong.
That's very possible. Like I imagine Greg is sitting here. It's 10 a.m. Greg is playing this game in a rumpled shirt with no tie, and Joe's Joe's just not happy about any of this.
I mean, he's going to have his Outrider hoodie on for sure. Other articles of clothing, I'm not going to speculate.
Thank you for that mental image none of us needed of Joe sitting in a
Oh, I
Outrider
meant
hoodie and
Greg.
no
I
pants.
meant Greg. I
Or
meant Greg.
Greg, whatever.
You're judgmental.
We do see Vader come down to the power core. We've still seen no cards stacked, which,
You don't need to stack cards until you need to. Like
yep.
that makes sense for Cedric to draw so he can find the cards.
Yeah.
So
And by the way, we did see Cedric force push, and then miraculously the bridge came out from
okay.
hand.
And
So
that might be he's getting there.
that's
And
why we didn't see an accelerate.
Captain Joe Olson says, "Why forfeit guns if you just never let battles go through?"
Mm-hmm.
You got the Mike Tyson thing going on here. Everybody's got a plan until Vader punches him in the mouth. Like, there's a chance these battles still go through, and you're in a rough position if you can't keep those blasters alive. But
I mean,
Greg might have a plan for that.
You have Munita if you need to get a specific blaster back. Han's gun probably being the most important one. Zombie Leia's gun will kind of quasi recirculate on its own when she goes back because of the change. So
interestingly enough, we did just see Greg lose the Red 5V to the Visage damage. We didn't talk about it last turn, but that was what he lost to that damage. That's an interesting, like he didn't.
His jersey list was running three copies of Spin and Red 5V. So that way he had some presence in space.
Yeah, and that's kind of the question is, are you using Red 5V or are you using R2 and Red 5 for the Crazy Destiny? But this deck likes to run R2D2V. So I think the red 5 makes sense, and that's why it's
Yeah.
there. It's just
S-
he pitched it very quickly because Cedric didn't run any setup that would suggest he has a system.
I mean, I haven't seen a version of Hunt Down V with the system in a while. I think there was one floating around that was trying to do crazy stuff on Bestman, but
Yeah,
we do see Han Solo in his Stormtrooper armor TK-422 hit the detention corridor and freeze Zombie Leia. And now we see the top level action to go get a blaster. So Han's got a gun. I imagine they're just going to move over, join 3PO, and they're going to be trading drains
and
at the
start the
power
ping.
core. Mm-hmm.
And that does. We saw Cedric drop Come Here, You Big Coward as soon as Han came out, which was a reasonable play, and stack 2 cards on
Yeah.
power loss because again, that's the you don't need to stack until he's going to threaten anything. So you take your
Mm-hmm.
time and draw into what you may or may not need. It wouldn't shock me if, after he drew, those might be a couple copies of like We Must Accelerate.
Yep.
Although there's definitely effects he probably wants to go get, so we'll find out what they are as they get revealed.
Yeah, and Joe Horby's in the chat talking. He played a lot of Rescue the Princess. I know he played it in Boston at the most recent event, and I'm checking, was he on the RTP train at Worlds? Just
I don't know if he was. I know he was at Boston because
he
Pat
was.
Johnson gave him the deck because I know
Yeah.
we heard from Pat that if Joe hadn't made top 8, he was going to hear about it. So
Yeah. Yeah, Joe also played RTPV at Worlds as well. So let's see. The Visage ping. What did we see lost there? Oh, it still hasn't happened yet. Okay. So Greg saves 3, drew up to 14, pulled battle plan, and we'll wait and see what the Visage ping loss is.
that battle plan is going to be real annoying for both players with no system in play.
Loses all wings off the top.
So in terms of off the top losses, that is definitely the card he is happiest to see go.
Yep. Cedric
Like,
activates 1. Greg 3POs, so he's going to start trying to set up and put back his higher destinies. Cedric is going to use Accelerate, I imagine, to go get. So some decks are running Blaster Rack, so you can circulate and recycle the sabers. He went to go get Blaster Control V.
makes sense. That's
Yep. So it'll leave him 14 this turn. Greg pulls wise advice because we may be getting into a sack war.
honestly, I'm game for a sack war.
Then play in the retro league.
I mean, just it's a good sack war always makes me smile a little bit as someone who's played this game, in tournaments since Dagobah. Like sack wars are a thing, and
Yeah.
every once in a while it's kind of fun. So,
I not recently, there was a time was
ooh, that
over
Unita going away is bad.
yeah. Let's see. We see all wing, slight weapons malfunction, and Unita. All off the top. The all wings from used. So
The All Wings was the card he put back with 3PO to activate, so he knew he was going to lose it, and that makes total
yep.
sense.
Yep.
The slight weapons malfunction stinks a little bit, but it is on the grabber, and you're not going to play all of them probably, so you're okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
The Unita is a big loss, especially with this blaster controls. If Cedric's got a run at Han and Leia right now, that could be rough.
And we see the ninth sister come down.
Oh, that's real good.
Assuming the battle goes through. So we see Greg
Yeah.
play Ascension Guns to set up his destinies.
Like the battle's got to go through, which is certainly not a guarantee, but she's going to make the total battle destiny 0.
Yeah, that's where you want
You
this
need
battle
the
to
hit.
get canceled. This is where, Greg, hopefully trying to dig for that altar. Um, he'll take the one force loss.
Yeah, there you're not
So,
risking.
yeah.
Well, do you take the one force loss? Honestly, Han's text adds nothing right now because of Ninth Sister. You're not getting the extra battle destiny.
If he has a sorry about the mess combo, he could shoot at +2,
He's
and
already
we
shooting
see.
at +2. It'd be shooting at +3. He does choose to lose a force. I don't think the force loss there was quite as automatic
Yeah.
because if the battle goes through, Han adds you're losing one force to make your draw +1. That's all you're
So
getting out of his text.
yeah, so Ninth Sister gets a lightsaber. Greg did lose a Blast the Door Kid from hands, which probably telegraphs he doesn't have an altar because he would have played that already before the
Yeah.
battle.
So,
Um, I imagine he
and he
saved
can't,
4, so
it's a trap because of Han,
mhm.
or Han's gun, I believe. It's can't, yeah, battles may not be canceled.
Yeah, he could. You also can't use Scomp Link
Yeah.
either. So
He could
the
dodge
action.
to swing or to dodge the swing and keep his forfeit. And that's about it.
Um, he could play another copy of Slight Weapons Malfunction to keep Han alive if he
Yeah,
thinks that's
he
going
could
to go
pay 2
through.
for that as well.
Hmm.
Of course, slight weapons malfunction is that just cancels one destiny, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
It's
so
like Rescue in the Cloud, or yeah, it's like
you
Rescue in
could
the
run into
Clouds.
the, you know, the destiny in this deck is high enough. Oh, and Cedric says I'm not even worried about that. I want that droid dead. I don't
Yep.
hate that play.
I mean, the ping damage and setting up your destinies, and it just gives card advantage to
Yeah,
Greg. So,
no, I'm not at all opposed to that play, and it still makes it can't be used to satisfy attrition. Like you got to imagine Greg's looking at it and saying, "Fine, I'll lose Leia here
mhm.
in all likelihood," but like Han alone is not nearly as threatening. Do we have the force field? That was what I was wondering is did Cedric have the outs on this one with that force field? So he can't swing, and now does Greg grab it? Yep. That
Yep.
makes a lot of sense. Um, so we're gonna see 3PO die. We'll probably see Leia die unless something crazy.
I imagine it'll be Leia, unless he, even if he draws. Well, if he draws a 6, the attrition would be more. It'd be both
Yeah,
of
if he
them.
draws a 6, it'd have to be both of them. In this case, he
Yeah.
drew a, or actually, if he'd drawn a 5, so it's
Hmm.
+1 for the Inquisitor and the Hatred card, but
Yeah.
ooh, so he
It's
does
going
draw
to
the
0.
6. It's going to be Leia. Yeah, that's going to 0. At this point, it's really, oh, that's that means Ninth Sister's going to go join Vader, I think. As we see
It
the
was what
Ahsoka
chance?
Tano who gets drawn and Jedi Leved into hand, and then yep, the
Hmm.
what chance. So we see Leia die and go away. If you're Cedric, I think you have to move the Ninth Sister away. I just
Yeah,
don't
because
think you can.
you're giving Greg 2 shots to kill.
And you know he's got the Ahsoka, which means now that battle, now you're drawing facing 2 battle destiny as well. And Ninth Sister is great, but her power's not great and her forfeit's not great.
Hmm.
Like Ahsoka plus anyone else in Greg's 12 card hand, you start looking at needing that kick real quickly. And I think you've got to move. You're doing one of 2 things. You're moving the sister over or you're moving Vader over.
Yeah.
So, and moving Vader away from power
I
loss
think
seems
he's
like a less than ideal choice.
Yeah, I think he's content to force Greg to have to deploy either Ezra or his copy of Luke to the detention center Ahsoka may go wide and go to the hangar to the other two too.
Yep.
And then they can move over. Cedric would be draining for four, but then you could potentially be pinging for, doing your own damage, and then the math starts. But Greg is ahead right now. Or I'm sorry, Cedric is ahead just because he's put less cards on the table.
I think in total force they're actually equal. You got 29 and 8 is 37, and 25 and 12 is
Mm-hmm.
37. So Cedric's just got less cards in hand. That's
Mm-hmm.
the reality is long term, Greg will put more cards on the table. Greg has to do a few more guys because as good as some of his guys are, some of them are
Yep.
kind of little weenies. Like
Yep.
Luke by himself is not that threatening. Han by himself is not that threatening. Most of the other guys, you're not putting a single guy down,
Mm-hmm.
where Cedric is at least threatening a little bit more, where he can, oh, you left a guy alone? Great. Here is any Inquisitor. I'll ping you for one. I'll battle. I'll draw it +2, and I'll wipe, you know, a guy or two to your thing, and eventually I'm going to win that race.
Recent OCS champion from 2025, Pat Johnson, joins and is joining in on discussion about site placement.
I don't disagree with him. The site placement is less than ideal because you can't. Lightside has a little bit of an advantage in the movement options, and you could have clogged up a non-battleground in the middle somewhere. But it's Greg Shaw is also pretty good at this game, and I'm going to trust that his choice is okay. And we do see the hanger going down. That means Cedric can't drain
Yeah.
this turn with Vader. That's not ideal. And we see okay, you deployed all your guys, fine, I'll take Vader back. Because the only thing Greg could come at the sister now with would be a lone Ahsoka. And while it's not ideal,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know if I make that play if I'm Greg. Like, you'd be spending all your force really to maybe clear the ninth sister, but very possibly lose Ahsoka in return. And it's just,
Yeah.
that's not what you want to do. So instead, Cedric says, great, I flipped. I'm going to take Vader into hand. So next turn, Vader plus his saber is coming down on somebody. And now it's just a question of where. Now we see Greg release Leia again and chooses not to pay for secret plans.
I,
That second 3PO coming out real quick is less than ideal for Cedric, and I think you probably just move Leia and Luke over with Han and say, this is my pile. Come get it.
yeah. Greg hasn't done the check to see if there's a blaster yet, so I imagine he's still going to do that since he's still in deploy.
Yeah. And honestly, neither
Luke's
blaster's a bad choice.
Yeah, Luke's blaster just to cancel immunity, so that way there's more potential for a site clear.
Yeah.
Probably preferable, but Obi having a gun always nice as well.
Yeah, if he's running the Uncivilized Blaster, I wouldn't hate giving it to Obi.
I
Luke or
doubt
Leia's
you're
gun
playing this
are
deck without it.
Luke and Leia's guns are also very valuable, and you don't have to. It's good blaster is just once per turn.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, it's cell 2187 is just once per turn deploy a blaster or rifle. Well, so Greg said I didn't have one, and I don't think he searched his reserve deck, so I'm not sure if he just is running this with a lot less guns and trying to just
Well, I'm trying to think from the battle. He knew He knew it was a Jedi Lev. He knew three of the cards. I don't know. I probably would have
yeah.
chanced it because you're not. There's no penalty because he's not playing force push combo or something like
I'm a
that.
little surprised he didn't walk lean back that other 3PO right away.
I think you
Like,
need the force. I don't know that it's like incredibly important. It seems a little early to pitch Walkling.
might be. I think it's more a matter of if you think, and maybe it's a wait if you think Cedric can come take it. Because right now, like, That site still looks a little vulnerable if you have Vader, especially if you've got a force field or something else to mess with. Like you can cancel Han's text already, so he still needs to draw a 5 to hit Vader, which is no gimme.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wipe that second 3PO, this could get a little spicy for Greg real quick. That he needs 3PO pings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Cedric has to know that as well. Like the ping is what you need here. So we'll see where he goes. I don't know if he's going to drain this turn. Like I hate giving up a drain of 3, but he's got 10 cards in hand. We know we've got Vader and Saber. If he's got anything else to go with it,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the play. And Greg only saved 2 force. I don't know if he's got an altar or not. Like actually, he only saved 1 force because he activated one with 3PO. Like that feels like maybe he's got an altar, but I think you play it now. Like now
I
you're
think
in
you play
Cedric's
it
turn.
after. I think you play it after Cedric commits a few cards. I mean,
It
the
depends on
timing
if
of it
you're.
doesn't matter.
It depends on if you're counting on barrier or you're counting on like blaster controls.
I don't think RTPv is running a lot of barriers. They're usually using those slots more for the
So you wait until he deploys everything, and you've got the. Is it which site is Obi-Wan can?
he has to be
You can
flipped in
just.
order to cancel.
Okay, I'm like, there's a spot where you can just cancel with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So
So
Cedric went with we must accelerate and grab Blaster Rack, which one of my favorite Batmouse cards. Like that card got added to Hunt Down V in our team with Batmouse using it, and now it's kind of become the standard, and I love that because it's such a just janky card out of Premiere. Like who uses Blaster Rack, but it works so good in this deck where you keep that Dark Jedi lightsaber alive at all times. Basically, all of
mhm.
your Inquisitors become EPPs. That
And
is
it does save
so
you the
good
force from
from I Am Your
uh
Father.
yeah. I mean, you
Yep.
do run the risk that, and I'm pretty sure it's not immune to alter. So you do run the risk that they stack stuff on there and then they alter it. But and with oppressive, the sabers would still go lost, but the effect
Um,
would, right?
correct.
Yeah.
Because the card is canceled
Mm-hmm.
and Blaster Rack doesn't have anything that
Yeah.
yeah. So the Blaster Rack would go used, but yeah, I believe the sabers on it would go lost
Yeah.
because oppressive just fixes where the rack goes. It doesn't say and any cards on it.
Yeah.
Probably
So
because when oppressive was written, no one used Blaster Rack or Crash Site Memorial, and Decipher's English
mhm.
wizards were like, we don't need to add those words.
So
So
Cedric did drain for 3, and we saw Sorry About the Mess, What Chance, and Jedi Lev go off the top.
yeah. And I don't mind the drain for 3. Like I said, it was kind of a are you going to drain or are you going to deploy 2 guys?
Mm-hmm.
And the drain of 3 is solid. And I don't hate this play. You're holding the Vader if you just sit on the I'll let you have that site with Luke, Leia, and Han, and I'll take
Mm-hmm.
the other sites and I'll take care of Obi and go with it. Like that's not a bad play from Cedric.
And we
And
see
Obi's text is canceled. Okay.
mhm.
There's the blaster rack. Go and swap a saber. I'll be honest, I would love to see first strike here just to see Cedric get back that a day long remembered. I would like to see that card get played. But this is exactly what I was talking about with the blaster rack. Now, you're not going to be able to give it back to the Ninth Sister if the Grand Inquisitor dies. Like your goal here, Cedric will probably battle, hit Obi-Wan, and then send it to the rack so you don't lose it.
I mean, I think Greg probably is telegraphing that he's going to try and cancel this battle somehow. So now all the forces used. We see Vader come down. Now Cedric
Yep.
can battle for free because of oppressive.
Yep.
or Imperial Enforcement. Sorry.
And Pat says he's not positive moving the Saber was the right play, and I tend to. Oh, that was big. Greg tried to use It's a Trap to cancel a battle. Cedric canceled it with They're Still Coming Through, which is a Coruscant card that also retargets Fallen Portal and is one of my favorite cards of all time. Fallen Portal, I mean. Canceling Fallen Portal makes me sad. I like dropping doors on people. I played way too much Watch Your Step. So we see the swing. The Tarkin that Cedric at least thought about using Enforcement to get back and decided not to. So he hits Obi-Wan. He's going to cause a ping with I Am Your Father. That getting that battle through was really big.
And we see the R2 lost from reserve deck. If Greg doesn't have a
If Greg doesn't have a
this
Hoojix, this could be bad. And we see the Dark Jedi lightsaber going back. Yep, that's a smart play. Now, the one downside to this is if Greg draws high enough to crack the Grand Inquisitor's immunity, Cedric's not going to get the Grand Inquisitor pings.
unless he just pitches a card.
No, because there won't be battle damage. You're massively overflowing here.
Yeah.
So it's, Greg's down 9. You can't just ping a card, so you have to lose the Inquisitor.
Which I think he's fine with. I mean, Greg's down 9.
Yeah. I mean, you take that. You'll take that. It's just not ideal necessarily. Now, the one thing I will say that I don't love is leaving that 9th sister alone. I think that telegraphs that he has a Gick, or he thought Greg did not have a Hoojix. Oh,
Greg is peeling.
Greg did not have a Hoojix. That's
so we
ouch
see
time.
two blast the door kits from hand, a second copy of Han from hand.
We did see the altar drawn for Battle Destiny, and that was
a slight weapon malfunction from hand. So there's still 5 left.
Ooh, that's that is not what Greg wanted to have happen.
Yeah, so the comeback potential here is we know Ahsoka can come down in front of the 9th sister and battle at the power core. But it's gonna be he's still got 5 more lose. I Greg's gonna be down below 15 to Cedric at 30 down.
Yeah, I think you're right. The line here probably has to be Ahsoka in front of the 9th sister. You battle, you hope Ahsoka lives, which is fairly likely, and then you walk the entire crew there and you hope you can get that through, but then Cedric can just be like, fine, have that site. I'm gonna drain for 3 at the hangar.
Yeah, and
there's nothing else he needs to do there. So
Greg's taking his time thinking about what to lose from where because he's trying to set up.
Yeah.
So we see a disarmed, the altar, and Luke's gun.
So Greg is now down to 13 down and 6 in hand for a total of 19 cards. Cedric has 30 down and 5 in hand. Cedric is... That battle going through was really, really nasty. And I think this is Greg's only shot. And yeah, Pat, I think you're 100% right that moving the Saber was a less than ideal play. And I think that might have been Cedric moved the Saber and then put down Vader and Vader's Saber and didn't think to just move it back to the 9th sister. Because once Obi's game text was canceled, yeah, hitting him is immaterial.
So Greg only activates 10, saving 3 in reserve. This probably tells me he has a Sabine.
Oh, activating one
There's
more.
There's one more. A Sabine and a blaster.
And that's what you go at 9th sister with, I guess. I mean, it's fine.
Ability
9th sister's it's nothing.
It's so. It's a 3 force loss.
Yeah.
So
it's fine. It is what it is. And we see a couple pings go through because Greg is not just gonna give up Like, and I
Oh no.
appreciate that. This is Greg's gonna fight this until he can't, and there is still a line.
Yep.
Like, if
So
the
here's
Ahsoka
Ahsoka.
goes through, you get your pile moved, you start threatening a bunch of damage, and you find something to go at Vader,
Hmm.
you can do nasty things. And there's Hera, so he's drawing 2 Battle Destiny there. He is, however, not moving away, not moving then. So I think he's just saying, all right, I'll
I
leave
don't think he's
Ahsoka.
worried about it because Cedric's down to
Yeah.
4 cards in hand. Um,
Yep.
maybe he comes
He's,
with an Inquisitor, fine, but you got to go for home run shots. So you're
yeah.
just hoping that,
And you are threatening overflow here. Like
yeah,
your
because
power is
right,
effectively 9 to 6. Because he'll get the +1 for the Inquisitor being there to his total battle destiny.
hmm,
Although, never mind, because it's -1 from Ahsoka, so you're still 9 to 5. You're
yeah, and
right now
right
your
now they're,
overflow is the difference in battle destiny.
yeah, because she only forfeits for 4, so
Yep.
effectively you're at 9.
Yeah.
So
So you're
he should draw 5-3. Okay.
yep. So there was Leia's gun. So he's got 8. Oh, and Pat digging into some stuff there that yeah, Obi alone was fully immune to attrition no matter what. So that makes
Hmm.
more sense with moving the blaster, but it was the right choice in there when an Emperor Palpatine from the power loss, which makes
Hmm.
sense. And
Cedric's going to eat 4 or 3
3.
unless he has his gick.
And
And
he
he
lost the kick
peeled.
off the top.
Yep.
Honestly, that 3 is not bad. Like,
Mm-mm.
that's the thing is Cedric still is just looking at this and going, all right, well, you're going to lose 1 to Visage. I'm going to drain you for 3. Like, Cedric's still ahead. And if he's got an Inquisitor in hand, you're like, okay, drop it on Ahsoka, ping, grab the saber, battle. Like, all of this is still. If I'm Cedric, I'm still fairly comfortable with where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because Greg's just too low on cards, frankly, to.
While we have a break in the action, I'll do a little bit of trivia here, and I'll give away a GIMP AI pack. The first person in the chat who can tell me the last major event that we had that Rescue the Princess was not in the top 8.
Ooh. What was the event before Vegas, would be my question. Well, that might have been the eclipse. I thought Vegas had one.
Vegas did not have one.
Oh,
And Silver Glen with a cheeky answer of Euros 25, and that actually was the correct one. So,
wow. Congrats, Silver Glen.
but
So
Vegas was
we
the other.
see Cedric just grabbed first strike with
Hmm.
We Must Accelerate. So yeah, he activates 12. I
I
think you drain
purposely
still.
picked I purposely picked that because I figured everyone would just be looking at the event list and just go
Yeah.
straight to
We completely ignored Euros because Rescue seems like a Euros deck. So
actually
we,
don't know that I think Rescue is a Euros deck, but I know
ooh,
that it's a Naboogie
Greg was
deck for sure.
running 3 copies of Sorry About the Mess
That's
because he
pretty
lost
standard.
one early and then he lost one from hand and another off reserve.
That's
And
pretty
there's
standard.
another Ninth Sister, which perfectly cromulent play. And I
Hmm.
think we'll see the first strike, and she'll grab a saber off blaster rack, and we'll see a ping. Like, this is exactly what Cedric wanted to happen.
Hmm.
So we see the stack, and God, I hate losing force if you're Greg, but I think you have to.
Yeah, you got to keep her alive.
Yeah, like you gotta take the hope he misses the swing and draws low. Like I don't think he does, but like you do that, you also want the -1 to the total battle destiny or the battle destiny just to give you another shot to take that other card off power loss.
Hmm.
But gosh, none of these are good options for Greg right now. That's just it's a tough spot to be in. Oh, he does let Ahsoka's game text get canceled. All right. Maybe he drew into his altar and he's going to alter blaster controls here before stuff goes crazy. So,
Yeah.
and we see the Dark Jedi lightsaber on the Ninth Sister. We see the first strike. So now, even if he alters blaster controls, it doesn't matter. He's only got one force to work with.
Yeah, I mean the battle she was gonna die regardless. I think
Yeah.
there's no point in canceling. Now Greg plays Ascension Guns to set up his destiny, hopefully just to get the return clear.
Yep. Yeah. And Sam, I think you're right. Blaster, if he'd had the altar, killing the saber would have been probably better than even canceling blaster controls, but it was less than ideal no matter what. Like peeling 9 in that Obi battle moved him to the point of no return, I think. And this was
Mm-hmm.
just going to be a rough match no matter what. There's the swing at Ahsoka. We've got the 5, and anything other than a 1 hits. 5 and 5, so Ahsoka is hit. Cannot be used to satisfy attrition, which is immaterial. And now we'll see the saber go back to the rack, I think. Greg says, well, I'm going to walkling back a blaster just to add a force.
Because why not?
Yeah, that's... And he may have like a Corrin in hand or a Sabine where that uncivilized blaster might do something. Like, you do still
Um
have the point where, like, Cedric's only got the one. Oh! Well, that was kind of filthy. The You Are Beaten just
mm-hmm.
to eliminate Ahsoka, and Ninth Sister lives, and now you just say, come get me. That was... Cedric is playing this spectacularly,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it. I love that the Euros are, they started out down some games, and now it is, after this, going to be 5 games to 3. Like, this is
I
the
think 6-3.
is it? Oh yeah, it was 6. So they're it's not over yet.
Yeah, because Sam won yesterday.
You're right. I've watched that game too. I should have remembered that. So yeah, no, Pat, that you are beaten was massive. Like, I don't think that second card was going to get unstacked anyways. I think, with the drain or battle destiny being +2, it's unlikely the Ninth Sister loses that battle.
Is the one card down the 5, which was the Ascension Gun?
Should be, I think,
Pretty
yes.
sure it is, yeah.
Or it's a card he put back with 3PO, so he knows what it is either way.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he activated,
So
so
he
I was grabbing that
activated
second card.
all of it and knocked out so he doesn't have the uncivilized blaster he can go get. Well, Greg just looked at it. They both know what it is because he just got the pings but did not drain, which makes sense. And there's Rey, so he's just going to try and kill Vader here, which makes sense. Like, you kill Vader and you move everybody in front of the Ninth Sister and hope. Like, you're close, but again, this Cedric's burnt basically everything in his reserve deck. Cedric, spoiler, it was a 5, which will be +1 with Rey.
Yep.
So he will crack Vader's immunity unless Cedric's got something crazy. But, like, again, this is Cedric's ahead, but it is not over.
Yeah, and unless Cedric draws a second copy of Gick, there's nothing he could draw that wouldn't
Well,
crack Ray's immunity.
so it's also more, I think we'll see the hit,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to cause Greg a ping. And then with Greg drawing a 5 that turns into a 6, there's still potential for a couple force loss coming the other way. And Cedric can get a guy off of enforcement. Like, Greg made the line he could make here, and I think
Mm-hmm.
it's the right play, but none of it feels good. Like, there's still a lot of risk here, and there's a lot of things Cedric could hit that end up being bad, like that. I think you have to enforcement that. Yep, you take the fifth brother into hand.
Mm-hmm.
So Ray's hit. Greg loses a force. And if one of Cedric's two cards in hand before that fifth brother is a close call, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like he just
I
had
was thinking
every
about I
single.
was thinking about close call, but yeah.
I'm not
Uh,
even sure a non-emperor character for Destiny is any good.
well,
Oh yeah,
because
for
he'll be a
Greg.
10, and for Greg, if he
Yeah,
draws like any character, it would just be so.
yeah. Greg needs him to draw not a five.
Mhm.
Five or six. Greg's still losing another force or two. All right, so that's fine.
It's a wash.
Yeah, he blaster racked Vader's saber, which is the right play. Like I would bet he doesn't have another Vader in
Well, he's
hand.
lost one to a battle.
Yep, he lost a Lord Vader. And there we
Hmm.
see exactly what I said. Greg's just going to move everybody over, and this is his line. Um, oh, I like the put him on the rack, so
Yeah,
you can't
it's can't
disarm.
be disarmed. Yeah.
That's a big brain play. I'll be honest. I thought for a second. I'm like, why did he do that? Oh, so I like that play. I like that play a lot. Well done, Cedric. It also telegraphs that he doesn't have sniper. Because if he had a
Hmm.
sniper, the sniper's the play right there, and you just go, okay, let's chop somebody down. And I mean, if you're Cedric here, do you just drop the fifth brother at the control room, drop a saber on the ninth sister, move her away, and say, let's turn
You're
this
gonna
into a
win math.
race? Yeah,
Yes,
like
you either do that or
Visage is
you
pinging. Let's
you know
race.
you could even go to the Mustafar or the Malachor site and just have her run away, and she can go to the hangar
Yeah.
or the control room. Like you, unless you just want to put on a good show for us here this morning and assert your dominance, like you
I,
win the
I
game in 2 turns.
I do appreciate the put on a good show for us.
Right.
Like
I mean,
that's solid.
selfishly, that's what I want. That's what I want to have happen. But you
Oh,
know,
for sure. I
yeah,
like a good show. I like people being able to watch
yeah.
uh
And see, fellow Outrider Cup member Sam says, "Yeah," or you go wide on Malachor. See, I'm smart. I thought of it too.
so no, that's certainly an option as well. And I think Cedric's probably just kind of deciding, hey, what's my line on here in terms of which way I go with this.
Mm-hmm.
So he does have to be I mean, let me rephrase this. If Greg had more cards, you'd have to be a little worried about Ninth Sister and wanting to hold on to a Gick. But Greg doesn't have enough cards to threaten any sort of overflow damage. Like Ninth Sister is fine. She's not getting overflowed. So, and we see, yep, we're gonna ping Han again, and right during activate phase, and Greg says, "Fine, Han doesn't get text."
Which tells me he's going to put on a show.
It tells me he doesn't think a battle's happening there, and
Yeah,
even if it is, like frankly, he can't afford to lose the Force anymore.
yeah.
Like that is what it is.
No, Sam, I agree. He's moving away.
Yeah, why do we even talk?
No, he decides, you know what? To hell with that. I'm going to put on a show.
I don't hate that just because you're gonna clear out two guys, especially if he's got well, if he's got the other force field. I don't know. I'm not sure what the thought process is here.
You battle, you ping, you clear away all of his dudes.
Yeah,
And Yeah, the Emperor comes down.
But
Like
like,
the
I don't
game's
know
still
if
going to
you
be over.
clearing all his dudes. Like that's kind of the, I guess you go with this and you go, okay, I'm first strike, so I'll get an extra ping, and I love all our people in chat so much. So, and I think so. Pat Johnson said the same thing. If you've got removal for Luke, this is a really good battle, and maybe that's just it. Is he's got a you are beaten for Luke.
I think
He's got a
if
second
anything,
Yab and just call this a day.
I think if anything, he's got a the the fear card to be able to add a second battle destiny here. And if
That
he does
could
that,
be
then
that would be that wouldn't be a terrible play. And we see the swing and hit. Han's going to shoot back, and he's still shooting at +2. Like, yeah, you canceled his game tax, but it's still a +2. And Fifth Brother's only defense value 3, I think, because of the hatred card. So Fifth Brother is hit.
mm-hmm.
So ultimately, Cedric is going to lose these guys, and just I almost think I would have liked to see Palpatine go to Malachor instead, just so you really can't go after him and try and lock him in place for a battle. But at the same time, like if they move towards him, and there is far more frightening than death to add a destiny. So 3PO can't be used to satisfy attrition. Leia, Luke, and Han, you total forfeit. You're costing him 2 guys
And he's
because
going to
that's
draw
already
four
a
or five.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, he's drawing 4 or 5.
So 4 or 5 is 9, +2 is 11. It's 2 guys for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And
And he's got 1 card left in hand to try and free Leia. So she goes away.
it almost
Luke,
has to, you almost have to leave Leia there, I think, to cause any sort of continued damage.
I mean, no,
I mean,
I
like,
don't know. Like
or you
you can
lose,
leave
you leave
Han.
Han for the extra ping, maybe. Like,
The game's over. We're
yeah,
just talking through options at this point.
none of these are good choices. These are not the questions
Yeah.
Greg wanted to be asking himself of how do I lose this game by slightly less?
Mm-hmm.
Because that is his choice, especially now that, Cedric went through this whole battle. He's drawing 5 cards into his hand now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Greg can activate ping for 1 and drain for a couple and then clear a card from the central core. Like it's not, but like, what are you
Yeah.
going to
So
do? You're not moving Han in front of Palpatine. Like that seems all sorts of dumb.
I mean, this has just been a game of decks that have countered. They've put in cards to counter the lines that counter the meta deck, and Greg not drawing into it. Right.
Yeah.
If he had drawn into an altar at some point, his
Cedric,
evasion could have been online.
yeah. Cedric got his meta choice cards,
Mm-hmm.
and Greg did not.
Yep.
And that's how this game goes. I do think if Greg had had a Hujix for that Obi battle,
I
this
don't
is a
think
much
Greg's
more
running a
interesting.
Hujix.
That's
I don't think his
possible.
deck list has a Hujix.
Greg
We would
says,
have
I
seen
don't
it.
want a battle and I don't want to lose a battle. So, and
If
we
his
see the
1 card
ping
in hand is another copy of Luke, he can still deploy him
to free.
um to free her, and then she moves for free, so he could move over. But then like the next first strike is going to end the game.
Yeah. And you got to assume Cedric lost some cards from hand, but the idea that he doesn't have a character is,
Yeah.
and Greg says, I don't have any cards. I'm just going to draw some here. And Cedric says, well, I'm in a dark time just to know where I've got a 5 in case he feels like going out with a bang. And it does seem like Greg might be open for that. Like,
Yep.
Greg would have just drawn up or would have conceded if he wasn't going to say, let's end it in a fun way. So I think
Fight
we'll
like
see.
men.
Yeah. I think we'll see Cedric drop a guy in front of Han, get the pings, get all his stuff going. And Greg's just cycling his cards. Like, I don't know what he's got in his reserve that's going to be any good. So, but I appreciate going out in style. And Cedric leaves 3 in reserve, which we know the bottom card's a 5, which will be a Battle Destiny a 7 if he's got an Inquisitor in hand, and I feel like he's got to have an Inquisitor in hand. And Greg loses a Uncivilized Blaster and Disarmed from hand to the drain at the hangar. I mean, this is what is this? There's the second sister, who's going to get a blaster or a lightsaber.
Chris Menzel design card.
Yeah. My dog doesn't even like that play. He's like, Han is dead. So, and we see him get rid of a hatred card on Han because there's already, he had 2 on there, so there's no reason not to do it. And he grabs any card from use pile. Doesn't have the force to do something crazy like a second Vader, so we're just going to see second sister. Oh, no escape to get back Vader in case something happens. Cedric's like,
Something is happening. This game
even
is
if
ending.
you survive all of this and you put another guy down, I am going to come kill him.
He doesn't have enough force to do that, so
he does next turn.
Don't cancel his text. Just lose the force. Get a Battle Destiny. He's gonna do it.
Oh no, Greg says, all right, fine. I'll lose that altar that I was not gonna draw successfully with Han, no matter what.
He needed it 5 turns ago.
Yeah, he needed that a long time ago. He did not get it. That happens. This is, as we said, this is a little bit of a Cedric got the cards when he needed them, and Greg did not. And now Greg says, fine, I'll end it. And so the Euros they're making a comeback. It is now 6-3. We got another game today at 2 Eastern, right? You'll be
Yep, I'll be on the call. It's Hayes Hunter playing, I believe, the same Darkside deck against Emil, who will be playing OA. So will be a fun interactive matchup.
That'll be fun. And then, you know, this isn't over. And honestly, so with the Outrider Cup, if this ties 6-6, we will have a winner-take-all match between the captains. Which
right, I think they're playing Sabak.
So we had that a couple of years ago, and it was awesome. But yeah, this was spectacularly played by Cedric. And honestly, I don't think you or I questioned a single thing Greg did. Like, I think Greg played exactly as he could have, given the parameters that hit. And sometimes you lose. And the fact that Cedric got the matchup he wanted here is very
there was
lucky.
some talk earlier about a lot of the early matchups felt very uphill battle for Europe. And I honestly think that this one is kind of an uphill battle for RTPv. I mean, there are people who have a lot more experience with the deck who will tell me it isn't, but it all comes down to alter and do you find it? So
if Darkside
Silver
gets
Glenn,
their
don't even suggest that. All right, I don't think our team captain even knows what that is.
I don't think he does either. But yeah, this is, we talked about it early in this. This is a matchup where if Huntdown V gets their cards early, they can really make Lightside struggle. And Cedric got his cards early and played some outstanding plays. And, you know, just some of the stuff that was done were just such big brain plays, like taking the saber off of the Ninth Sister. That one, you know, during draw phase, just to make sure you couldn't get disarmed. Like, that's the difference between the guys being in the Outrider Cup and you and I talking about the Outrider Cup. That was a spectacularly smart play. So congratulations, Cedric. Congratulations to, you know, Team Europe, clawing their way back and trying to make a game out of this. I think we'll let everybody go here. Thank you all for watching. I look forward to seeing your stream at 2:00. Carl?
Yep, I'll be on the call. So, all right.
May the force be with you all. Thanks for watching.